will get you everywhere. It'll also get you a podcast sticker. So
Ooh,
there
this
you
is
go.
going right on my guitar case.
All right, nice. Yeah, you get one of the official stickers now that you're a guest. So, all right, cool. All right,
Nice.
we are here with Ben Rogers.
Hello.
I say that with my eyes closed because I concentrate. When I concentrate, I have my eyes closed a lot. I've seen your name in a number of different iterations. I know Ben Rogers. I've also seen BB Rogers. What's that? Like, what do you go by, I guess, when you're playing?
So let me start by saying to anyone who has ever tried to book me recently or see me on an open mic, I sincerely apologize. I was originally going to go as Ben Rogers, and I was for a while. When I finally got music out on streaming, this was fun. I thought so when you send, and this is a fair warning to anyone who puts music on streaming, when you work with a distributor, they're supposed to create the artist profile for you on Spotify.
Right. Yep.
I use CD Baby. Yeah, I'm just gonna name drop. I'm
Sure,
still petty about it. They did not.
They're not listening anyway.
They did. Hey, look, if it saves people $30, I'll take it.
That's right. Yep.
So what happened was I put my debut single "Dirty Hypocrites" out, and this was back in May at this point. So proud of it. I worked with CD Baby and to get it up, and the next morning after it went live, I had like 15 text messages from various people. I had one from Pete Scavallo.
Right.
I had one from Soph Scavallo. I had one from Louie. All these people just being like, "Oh, the song's good, but it doesn't match the rest of your catalog." I'm like, excuse me?
It was under somebody else's name.
And so I just, they linked me to some Canadian folk metal artist or whatnot. And I'm a folk punk artist, so it doesn't count.
Yeah.
And so I tried to get CD Baby in contact. They ignored me because I can't dispute it because I don't technically exist. They never set that up.
Oh, I see.
So
that's
my
true.
niece calls me BB.
Okay.
Shouldn't like Benny, but she calls me BB. So I'm like, you know what? I'll just go by BB Rogers instead.
There you go. Yep.
I do apologize to people because like I'm still getting used to it, and like when I go to an open mic, do I type right BB or Ben or something? Because like Death of the Fox, I played that there a couple weeks ago, and I told them BB, but they got. I'm gonna push to make it BB.
Okay.
Thank you everyone for bearing with me on that.
BB Rogers.
See, I changed it so I could. I changed my name so Spotify would leave me alone.
Yeah, right. No, I get it. I mean, there was somebody else, I forget who it was, but somebody else was on the podcast, and they said that like because they had a common name, their music went under some other artist's catalog, and it was such a pain to like get it taken back and all that stuff. So yeah. So how did you end up resolving that then? Did you?
I changed my name and I said bye-bye to CD Baby and went to a better company.
Oh wow. Okay. Who do you use now? DistroKid?
DistroKid.
Me too. Yep.
I was initially like possibly some other people. I was initially thrown off at the annual fee because I didn't know how quickly my discography would make it onto the platform.
Sure.
But then but a couple things. Number one, DistroKid got my name right.
That's good.
Number two is they're a lot faster. CD Baby, it was like 3 weeks out to approve it. DistroKid,
wow.
it was basically next day.
Yeah.
So I'm not really a Swiftie, but like I kind of had to pull a bit of a Taylor Swift.
Okay.
And so if anyone looks up the song on Spotify, the song is Dirty Hypocrites, but it's Dirty Hypocrites parentheses BB's version.
Oh, there you go. Nice. So the other one actually still exists under that Canadian artist?
I told them to cancel it. I tried to contact him, but I'm not under the impression he's the most tech savvy person.
Oh, okay.
He's got He's got more followers than me, so I can't be talking too much smack.
well, assuming all of his songs are his songs.
Yeah, exactly.
Maybe there's multiple Ben Rogers songs out there.
But I will say real quick, look that guy up because it's not my thing, but it is very good. It might be your thing.
Nice. That's awesome. So you just described what folk punk is kind of your style?
Yeah, and it's funny because when I look back at my upbringing, I do feel like as much as I sometimes feel like I stick out like a sore thumb with the rest of my family, I would say my family and my parents like as a very direct influence when I look at the kind of music that I write and create.
Yep.
My father, I wouldn't say folk is necessarily his favorite genre, but it was definitely the most predominant genre that like he'd be responsible for in our house.
Yep.
Growing up, I always remember driving to the Berlin Farmers Market. He'd always have folk on every Sunday. I'd be in the living room playing N64. He'd always have NPR on.
Okay.
My only real regret is the fact that I never actually memorized the names of the artists.
Oh,
but
right. Yep.
I've always loved poetry. Even as a young kid, I actually used to enter poetry contests.
Oh wow,
yeah,
that's cool.
I won a free grilled cheese at Pop Shop one time, and I don't even like grilled cheese. I'll never forget this. Like it was like 5th grade, and so they said it's like, okay, win an award at Pop Shop by writing a poem about their grilled cheese or something. I'm like, I don't even like grilled cheese. When I made 2nd place, I realized 2 things. Number 1, maybe I can get used to grilled cheese, and number 2, if I can rhyme about something I hate, imagine what I can rhyme about something that I like.
That's very true. And you're now an award-winning poet. So hey,
yeah, exactly. I won 2nd prize at the Pop Shop. Like that is certified gangster. That's right there.
Absolutely.
But yeah, folk is like, I've always like the wordplay, the visual imagery, the really like dialing back and just basic observations. I can be a bit of a manic person, and I've really been drawn to just the Bob Dylan movie. I don't know if anyone seen it, but the best part of that movie is when he says to Joan Baez, "You're thinking too hard."
Oh, right.
Yeah. And when the guy's famous for 16 verses is saying someone's thinking too hard, I'm like, maybe I should explore exactly what he means by that.
Right, for sure.
So yeah, I've always loved wordplay. I've always loved visual imagery and whatnot. And so I think that's what really drew me to folk.
Okay.
My mom, on the other hand, she loves anything with a strong groove. Nice. She would show me anything from R&B to soul to funk, which my dad also did to a lesser extent. But my mom loves Zumba, so like she loves to dance. And
cool.
I credit her with my first crush being Christina Aguilera.
Nice.
But she's also a young adult of the 80s.
Okay.
So she had no problem showing me punk.
Yeah.
And punk, when that came around, that's when I was hooked. Part of it, I think, is because I was born in 95, so I grew up during what I would personally consider the punk's all-time high of commercial relevance.
Yeah,
you could say.
Yeah. Like, and when you say that, you're talking about like, and I hope I don't offend any punk fan, but like maybe like Sum 41, Blink 182.
Oh my God,
that time
absolutely.
when they were, yeah, okay, gotcha.
Absolutely. Yep. It's one of those sounds where it's just, honestly, when I first picked up guitar, I wanted to be Blink 182.
Okay.
I'm not going to lie. Now, granted, I was not a teenager. I was in my mid-20s, still relating to high school and girls and stuff, which...
Sure.
Which, I went to online high school, so I don't even know why I was relating to that stuff in the first place.
I think
it's like the fun-loving nature of it.
Right.
Like, when I picked up guitar for the first time, I picked it up because I wanted to have fun. I wanted to be happy. I think there's a lot of people where, and this is also very valid and really comes from a true place, where they pick it up to like address their sad feelings and like certain heartbreaks or hardships they go through. For me with music, I'm sad enough as it is. Like, day in, day out. Okay. Yeah. So like I'm just like, when I play music, I need it to be happy. I need it to be fun.
Nice.
I think Leanne can attest to my need to dance and jump around and stuff like that, like a wild animal.
That's great.
It's like a celebration.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Yeah, so like that was it for me with punk. It was like the celebratory aspect of it that and the high energy of it that really drew me in.
Okay.
And so there was another one though. When they weren't doing that, video game music was another big one.
Oh, really? Okay.
Yeah, I joke with people that you'll never guess what the first album I ever bought with my money was.
No.
Tony Hawk's Pro Skater 2.
Oh, really?
What a lit soundtrack.
Sure.
It was basically like one of those sub pop albums. Like,
yeah, of course.
So that album, that album, that game, that's how I discovered Rage Against the Machine.
That's
I discovered
great.
Papa Roach, Bad Religion, Millencolin, Goldfinger, Lagwagon, one of my favorite punk bands. So basically all this to say that when I first picked up guitar, I want to say I was 22 years old. I picked it up later. I played a lot of instruments growing up. Like I played piano, and then I transitioned over to saxophone in middle school and high school.
Is that part of like school band or something?
Yeah.
Okay.
And then I auditioned for the jazz band, which
nice.
I don't know if it was like jazz necessarily. It was more
Yeah.
just that it was more just the harder songs to play.
Oh, okay.
Like for example, like I don't know. Would you consider the Simpsons theme song jazz?
No, I wouldn't.
It has weird notes like
Sure,
jazz.
sure.
So yeah, so but I wanted to play guitar for a long time, and I also wanted to sing. I just did not want to be yet another suburban kid with like with that guitar in the corner that he never learned to play and stuff.
Yeah.
I was very self-conscious about the stigma.
Yeah.
But I never lost interest in music. My parents did a very good job at instilling the value of music in us, even if they didn't tell us that like we have to pursue it.
Right.
They taught us that this is a fundamental sense and a celebration of life that you guys really need to, and my sister and I really appreciate them for that.
Does your sister play anything?
My sister sang in choir when she was younger. She's interesting because even though she doesn't play, she's ironically more up to tune or up to speed on like current music than I am.
Okay. Yep.
Like I'll joke, I'll be like, what's the current Cardi B situation? And then my sister just like explains it right away to me. I'm like, oh, okay, cool.
Yeah.
And then if I need to test her gangsta by being like, I'm just like, okay, well, do you know the song? And I start singing. She finishes it for me.
That's fantastic.
So you know, my sister has a lot of like really great musical knowledge that I think my parents passed down to us. I think that for me, it was. I feel like I needed it as an outlet more than my sister did.
Okay.
You know, like when I first picked up guitar, that's right. I just graduated college. I was 22, so I was a little bit later to it.
Sure.
I wanted to play it for a while, but when I graduated college, I don't know. I was having a hard time finding work, and I needed something to keep me sane, and also something to build up my shattered ego a little bit.
Sure. Yeah.
So I bought
the guitar is good for that.
I bought the cheapest mofo at Guitar Center with the guitar save. I pieced together how tabs work. I had no idea how chords work. I figured out how tabs worked, and so honestly, and I'll never forget. It was like I'm like, wait, this sounds like shit, but I can hear the song coming out of this thing. So I'm like, I can hear the riff coming out of this. So. It's just been an addiction ever since.
Sure. Was your first guitar an acoustic or an electric?
In acoustic for a couple months.
Okay.
And that's where it also gets interesting because I call her my aunt. She and her husband, they were best friends with my dad in high school. They're like an aunt and uncle to me.
Yep.
She was coming over to drop something off like a couple months into me playing. She just comes in the house and she hears a guitar. She comes into my room. I'm like, whoa, Judy, what the hell are you doing here? And she's like, I heard a guitar. Oh my God, you're rocking out up here. I'm like, I wouldn't call it that, but thank you. And she's just like, she's like, the Ken, who's like my uncle slash her husband.
Yep.
She's like, oh, I bought Ken an electric guitar years ago and he never played it. And here, you take it.
Oh, that's cool.
So I walk over. And you know, my first reaction picking up an electric guitar is
what?
Oh my God, it doesn't hurt.
It's certainly easier on the fingers, that's for sure.
Yeah, so I plugged away at it and I didn't start singing immediately. The bigger hurdle for me was definitely singing.
Okay.
I always wanted to, even like listening to music, as much as I love like rock oriented stuff, like hearing the distorted guitar. It was always the hooks and the lyrics and the singing that I felt was carrying the song.
Oh, okay, yeah. Yep.
But unfortunately, I kind of allowed self-consciousness to get in my way.
Sure. Yep.
And I don't know if it's still this way, but when I was growing up, I kind of felt like it's, with boys in particular, it's not really until like you're in like a hair metal band that they like encourage you to sing and stuff. Otherwise, it's just like, just like the choir boy.
Yeah. No, I agree. I mean, like when I was in past projects, you know, I was always just a guitar player, you know, and then and the thought of me singing never crossed my mind because I was always very self-conscious of just my speaking voice, let alone my singing voice, you know. And then I was in like a rock band, an original rock band, not an 80s band, but like, cause it was later, but yeah, like at one point the singer's like, we need somebody to do background vocals. Dave, can you sing this line? And he was like, he's like, that's pretty good. And I'm just like, really? You know? And still, even after that project went away, after that band fell apart, I still didn't try to really sing and until like maybe 10 years later.
Yeah. Well, singing is something that I'm slowly coming to feel is it's a bit of a cycle. when you first start singing, your first priority is to figure out if like you actually can sing.
Yeah, sure.
And then when you do sing, you get excited about it.
Right.
And you start like being goofy, I guess you could say. And then you get to the point where you're like, okay, seriously, I need to actually like make sure I'm hitting the notes. And you get to that point. I'm at that point right now. The next point that I'm at, and I was actually saying this to Pete Scavallo last night at Tap Room at Dave Kelly's open mic. So I just have to do
shout out Dave Kelly.
Shout out Dave Kelly. You're an awesome dude. I said to Pete, because like I've been listening to some of my demos. I'm like, how do you like what's your trick for like adding personality to your words? Because that's my big thing. Like I'm a big Bruce Springsteen fan, so like I'm just like, how do I like make it sound convincing or like that convincing? Right. And Pete was just like, he basically just says like, you know, you wrote the lyrics. Those lyrics must mean something to you.
Yep.
So like, what imagery came to mind when you did that, and can you recreate it? And I was just like, that. Thank you. That is awesome. Like I really that really resonates with me. So so probably after this, I'm gonna go home and see if I can actually put that into effort.
There you go. There you go.
But yeah, so like that with singing, I deep down I wanted to sing, and my mom always is like, "Oh, I knew you could be such a good little singer." I'm just like, "Thanks, Mom."
Thanks.
But I'll be honest, man. It's as simple as me just getting to the point where I just didn't care anymore.
Yeah, and that's a large part of it, for real.
Yeah.
Like I went to my first. I mean, I've been a gigging musician now for about 4 years, and prior to that, I didn't really do anything music related. I know a lot of people know this story already, but like, you know, when my last marriage, you know, ended, and I had the kids half the time, I suddenly had a whole bunch of time on my hands.
Yeah.
And I'm like, well, let's see, I could drink myself into oblivion, or I could do something productive, you know? And I ended up,
Which one did you do?
Yeah, well, I tried the drinking thing for a while. But then I picked up my guitar again, and I was like, you know, I really I don't really have any friends anymore. You know, I've got a couple, don't get me wrong, but I don't have a circle of friends. And now I'm this middle-aged divorced man. I was 48, 49 when this happened. And I was like, I'll go to an open mic. Now, I've never sang before in front of people, so nobody wants to just see me play guitar on stage. I better learn. I better learn how to sing.
Just listening, I'm raising my hand.
I better learn how to sing something. So let me try some easy stuff and see if I can sing and play. And that's a whole new challenge, singing and playing at the same time.
Yeah.
Long story short, I did my first open mic when I was 49 years old. You know what I mean? And
I don't believe that.
No, it's true. God's honest truth. And I'm not a religious guy, but that's the truth.
Okay, so you're a professional before that then, at least.
No,
right?
no. Never sang, never made money with music, nothing.
Here I am bragging about like, oh, I've only been playing guitar for 8 years.
Don't get me wrong, I played guitar. I was a guitar player.
Okay.
You know, I played, you know, I've been playing. So
it's like the singing part.
Yeah, I've been playing guitar for 40 years at that point, you know. But I never, not really. I had one project where we had a couple of gigs and that was it. But I was just a guitar player. And I knew all the AC/DC riffs and Metallica riffs and all that stuff, you know. But I was never like the singer, songwriter, or acoustic singer guy that I am now. I was never that. And, you know, and that didn't happen until I was 49 years old.
Well, I mean, I will say to that point, man, is that I've noticed that ever since I've started singing more, it's all about chord progressions. Like if I think I have like a little lick, I might do it. If I think I have a little riff. But when I write a song, words. Number one, because I don't shut the hell up. But it's like also because like it's, you know, like I'm not a guitarist's guitarist.
Okay.
Like when I first picked up guitar, it was absolutely like the excitement and coolness of this brand new instrument. Sure. But as time went on and I felt like I had two jobs, one as a guitarist, one as a singer. Like I said earlier, I just kept like looking back on how like the vocalist and the poetry is what enamored me.
Yep.
So as much as I love guitar, it definitely kind of became a bit of a tool to me to fuel that part.
That's great.
Because it's like nothing is worse than having this sick killer riff and then finding out it's out of your range. And you're just like, oh, well, great. Okay, cool. Right. That's taking a backseat. Yeah. So I'm just like, so that's me. Like, I'll figure out my vocal ranges. That's why for me, songs almost never start with a riff. They might start with a little arpeggio that I can capo.
Yeah.
But that's about the extent. And also if you're playing with someone else and trying to convince like a guitarist is like scrap that sick riff that he or she has.
Yeah,
you're just like, yeah, good luck doing that.
No, I hear you. And that was a big breakthrough for me, was learning how to change the keys of songs. Because, you know, I love songs like Sweet Child of Mine and What's Up from Four Non Blondes.
Yeah.
But like they were way out of my range. So then one day I sat down and I'm like, how do I fix this? Like, where can I play this? What chords can I play so it's lower, you know, because I don't have an Axl Rose voice. And
you want an Axl Rose
voice. Actually no. But yeah, I figured, I can lower the key and now it's in my range.
Nice.
And when it's in your range, that's when you can get comfortable singing. And I like to sing loudly, if you will. So anyway, I don't want to babble too much, but yeah, that was a big breakthrough, learning how to transpose those songs, either bring it down or raise it up so it's in my range. And that was like, oh, this is great. Because now I can sing pretty much any song. I just have to change the key.
Yeah, because I gotta be honest, like I listen to your voice, like not just singing, because I've heard you talk more than I've heard you sing. To be honest. But that being said, like I'll be honest, I hear your voice, and you're saying you never sung before. I'm just like, oh, this guy's sitting on the voice of an angel.
I appreciate that. You already got a sticker, Ben.
I wish I could have. No, like I wish I could have that registry. Like I know that I can project and boom, but like I'm kind of getting to the point now where like I'm learning more. I'm learning more guitar right now, so that like I can broaden out my range.
Right.
Like primarily because I had a bit of a humbling experience not long ago.
Oh yeah.
I had this song that I really liked, and it's like, and then my mom in the other room just starts going, and I believe in the promised land, and I was just like.
And it was like,
seriously?
it was spot on. Is that what it was?
I was just like, oh, come on. So yeah, it's
fantastic.
I do like the I am a firm believer that creativity can sometimes come from limitation.
Oh sure, yeah.
Especially if you're like someone who sometimes needs to have their ideas reeled in.
Yeah, for sure.
Also, if you're someone like me, I think my worst trait about as a musician is I'm not the best at keeping the writer's room door open.
Okay.
That being said, I mean, I do feel as though I've not been in many situations where I'm expected to share the spotlight or like shared like the writing spotlight.
Right.
A lot of people that I've been with, they've been very gracious in letting me just do my thing. I have a joke with people where I say it's easier for me to. This is not bragging. Like honestly, this is kind of a problem because I feel like more opportunities would come out if it was the opposite. Given that we're in South Jersey, is I find myself sometimes having an easier time writing a song than learning a song.
Really? Okay.
Because like, I think what it is that when you're learning like. If you're learning a song to play out in public, there's a good chance it's a song that everyone knows. That's why you're doing it.
Yeah.
And you feel like, and I feel all this pressure to just do it so prim and properly.
Right.
If I'm singing my own song, like, look, my single has like 20 views on YouTube. I know for a fact I can do whatever I want with this song, and like, it's not going to be a problem.
Right. Sure. Right. Nobody's going to be like, hey, you're singing that wrong.
Exactly.
You know, I hear you saying.
But honestly, if someone tells me that I sing one of my own songs wrong, like unironically, I will have mad respect for you.
That's great.
Because I'll be I'm like, if you can figure out my song better than me, I am not going to stop you. Like, I need help. Like, please, by all means.
Yeah.
We're surrounded by such awesome people.
Yeah. Well, yeah. I mean, the scene is great. I mean, there's a big scene here in South Jersey. I don't know where all my listeners are from. I know we have a few over the globe, but this South Jersey scene right outside of Philadelphia is great. There's a bunch. You know, South Jersey is very much a cover band town, with all the, the bands down the shore and all that stuff. But then also there is starting to be more of an original music scene, which I think is fantastic. And everybody's helpful. To go back to your point real quick though, about like writing and stuff and how you haven't kept the door open to the writer's room. I relate to that, right? Like I writing for me is very, very personal, so I have a couple songs that are like almost so personal I may never release them, right? They're just for myself. So yeah, I prefer to write alone, because it's my experiences, it's my song, it's mine, you know, which sounds selfish. But now, given that, you know, that said, Leanne and I have been writing songs and, you know, and trying stuff out. So yeah, it's something that I have to learn too. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I think that I'll backpedal on my previous statement a little bit.
Maybe I misunderstood you.
No. When you say songwriter, let's face it, like they're kind of encompassing all of a song.
Right.
In reality, I think what it is more so is that the lyrics are important to me. Like that's how I know I'm a singer, because that's the thing that I'm that I have the hardest time detaching from.
Oh, okay.
The lyrics, and the chords, because like I said, I really need to be able to see if this works for my range, or if like the notes come to me. So I think that's one of the other reasons why I'm sometimes a little bit rigid about it, because I'm just I whenever I play with people, and like for example, some of my friends and I at Brew Littles, we play Smells Like Teen Spirit a lot.
Okay, nice.
Oh my. Anytime we play, I'm like, that's the last song we played, because my voice is going to be blown out.
Oh yeah, it's not an easy song to sing.
But they're not singers though, and so
right.
and so they're just like, well, can you get help? I'm like, is Amber West in the audience? Get up here.
Right.
It started. There was this whole thing. I don't remember how it started, but yeah. Anytime we play Smells Like Teen Spirit and Amber's there, I'm just like, yeah, get up on stage and help me with this.
That's awesome.
She's probably never gonna help me again though, because I a couple weeks ago we were doing it, and when you get to the whatever never, this is actually important, because it's an exercise that I do. I try to improv, like I don't know if it's freestyle, but like it helps me with wordplay and just not forgetting lyrics and keeping going.
Oh yeah. Yep. So
Amber and I, we were doing a duet when she says never mind and I say porcupine, and so she just like starts yelling at me. She's like, "What the hell is wrong with you, porcupine?" And as she's doing that, I'm just like, "Hello."
That's great.
But like I do think exercises like that are important. That like because it goes beyond like even just like singing, like just being able to be up on stage and just being able to mellow out, relax, and just like go with the flow, be adaptable to certain situations, even if you know exactly how the song goes.
right. I mean, why not, right? Yeah. It's all for fun.
We all know, you know? We all know what the actual lyric is.
Exactly. Yeah. Well, yeah, finally. I mean, when that song first came out, nobody knew what the damn lyrics were. I remember all kinds of videos, like back when in YouTube in its infancy, people were doing videos on how all the words are wrong and all that stuff, you know, and what are the words of this song. Yeah. But yeah, no, it's fun though, right? It's like Brew Littles, it's the Thursday night open mic, right? And you're there to have a good time, so why not?
Yeah, exactly. You know? It's a good time. The Brew Littles crowd is so awesome. Yeah, like I love everyone there, and I really can't thank them enough for how much I've learned over like just the last year of going to them.
Yep.
I guess on that note, I can take a little bit of background and talk about like the history of me performing also.
Yeah, please. Yeah, like give me a little bit of an idea of your back. You started playing guitar at 22. Where did it go from there? What kind of shows did you have? What projects, things like that?
Oh, shows that I had, that would have been awesome. Oh, that would have been awesome. Oh, I would have kicked that stage up so well. This is 8 years ago. So we're probably gonna jump a year into 2019.
Sure.
So this was I had been playing about a year. I was maybe a little bit confident. Like you should be confident.
Sure.
But I didn't really have any like friends in the area. Like I had my friends from college, but I didn't really keep in touch. I didn't really know any fellow musicians at the time. I had the Meetup app downloaded because I was like, I was trying to network for work and stuff like that. And I just typed in open mic one day, and I found this thing on Lombard Street in Philly called Tokyo Head House.
Okay.
I'll never forget that. It was this time of year, but it was hot as balls out. It was this kid with just self-esteem and down to the ground, but I lugged that wooden piece of garbage on my back. I marched through South Street. I kept my head down from all the goofballs. Yeah. And I got in there, and my heart immediately just sinks because it's just like all these like blues maestros and stuff like that up on stage. And here I was like playing like Blink song. I was playing power chords on acoustic and stuff. I didn't actually know the real chords.
Right. Was this your very first open mic?
Yep.
Oh,
it was my
brutal.
very first.
The very first
mic.
one is so brutal.
I want to say I was 23 at the time.
Mm-hmm.
I just heard, so the way you walk into the building is like there's like a place to drop off and then there's the stage.
Oh, okay.
I hear that shit and I'm just like, okay, I'm just gonna slink the guitar in. I'm not gonna play. I'm just gonna I'm gonna act like a patron. No, they caught me.
Oh,
they caught me. They saw the guitar. But they were so awesome.
Mm-hmm.
Like he was just like, no, you got up on stage. I'm like, I can't play. he's like, I don't care. Get up on stage. I'm like, all right. And so I just somewhere between screaming and mumbling. I remember that like I'm like, can you put the mic down a little bit? He's like, can you stand up straight? And then all of a sudden, like, oh, okay.
Oh, okay. That's how this works.
Yeah, I screamed, mumbled, did that. I mashed power chords, even then probably incorrectly.
Yep.
But they were really awesome, really supportive. You know, being a younger person, I probably thought that they were just like throwing the kid a bone. But
right.
What really stuck out to me though, and this is something that I will always hold on to, the owner, Madame Saito, and she's a very interesting individual. Real quick, she's one of the people responsible for bringing sushi to this area.
Really?
Yeah, she moved here and opened up her sushi house, which is where the open mic was in the early 80s. And so it's between her and Sagami, a place in Lindenwold that apparently people heavily accredit with bringing sushi. She invented the Philadelphia roll.
Oh, wow. Oh, that's cool.
Yeah, she does sushi. She has sushi making classes. She's such an amazing person. I was just ready to slink out with my head down. She just stops me and she's like, you. I'm like, it's like, play so like powerfully and aggressively. I love it. And I'm just like, thank you. And so, but I, like, to be honest, man, it's like COVID wasn't much longer after that. So
yeah, sure.
I found out I'm like, okay, well, now I have nothing better to do than hold on to that. And so I did that, and I've stayed friends with those people since. I still go to all of their open mics to this day. It's been about 7 years going. If anyone's interested in meeting them and joining them, I believe that you have to sign up exclusively on the Meetup app.
Oh,
if you search Philly Musical Achievers, the organizer's name is Jerry. Super awesome guy. I've learned so much from him. Jerry is actually the first person who made me realize what my singing voice was. I remember like I was mumbling for so long, and then I did a praise course by Jimmy Eat World, and afterwards he's like, that's your singing voice.
Oh, okay.
And I held on to that, and just That's cool. Super amazing people. The only thing about the group is that it's once a month. It was sometimes twice a month, but it's not like the most frequent practice.
Sure. Yeah.
I will always be thankful for Joe Lombardo, because I ran into him at a Medford open mic, and he tipped me off about Brew Littles.
Yep.
And I'm just like,
that's cool.
Wait a sec. Wait. You're telling me that there's something once a week, 5 minutes away from me.
Yep.
People are chill there, and drinks are not that expensive. I'm just like,
right.
And there's
Sign
dogs.
me up. Yeah. Yeah. Right.
I said to Joe, I was just like, ha. You're very funny, dude. He's like, no, seriously. He gave me the card, and I went there the next week.
That's great.
Yeah, I was just immediately met with such awesome people.
Yeah,
so
that's great.
I've been going to Brew Littles like almost every single Thursday. I play oftentimes with Louis, the saxophonist.
Yeah.
Oftentimes with Ron, the drummer. I have two buddies who are a little bit more on the metal side, named Dom and Connor, that I play covers with them.
Okay.
From time to time, most weeks actually. And it's just such an awesome community. About a year playing. Shay got me up to do the OAC back in June.
Yep. How did that go? How was that?
That was so much fun.
I know Leanne was there. I couldn't make it though.
Well, it was fun. Like, I think I told you this afterwards. I think I told you this at Speakeasy, because Leanne had told me that she's like, you have such a great stage presence, and Leanne saying that, I just immediately think, I'm just like, thank you. I did it for 20 minutes, so you have to do it for 3 hours. I'm like, I want to get to that stamina at some point. Man, yeah. But I mean, like, I don't know. Like, I played Death of the Fox a couple weeks ago for about 2 hours. Like, I had a brief break, but
yep. How'd that show go?
It was a lot of fun, minus like smacking my head against the mic stand. I was hip. If anyone's interested, it's on YouTube. I was too proud of it I was too proud of it not to put on Facebook and YouTube.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm like headbanging stuff. I think I'm playing Breaking Benjamin. Mic just goes right in, and I just have like a cut of my. I'm just like. that's a badge of honor right
there. Yeah.
Because like, see, my thing with performing is anytime I perform, even on an off night, I just can't stay still.
Yeah.
I think I'll always just remember that kid who just was really nervous up on stage, who didn't really feel like he had too many like friends or like people he could collaborate with. And so just now at this point, to go up at, whether it be Brew Littles or Double Nickel or Little E's, I'm just like, it just feels like I just feel like the journey flashing before my eyes, and it just feels so, it feels like the celebration I always hoped it could be.
That's awesome.
Just being surrounded by just smiling faces of people that you love and your friends and family, and just being able to jump around without having to look down at your guitar.
Right. It's awesome.
It's just such an amazing feeling to me. And
it is.
And to be honest, one of my favorite things to do before I go, my evening routine is this. I eat dinner around 6. It's not going to be this tonight for obvious reasons. From 7 to 8, I practice, like standing up. From 8 to 9, that's when I practice something new. I might be sitting down, might be having a beer and just like watching something. From 9 o'clock, my favorite thing to watch when I fall asleep has always been like famous live concert performances.
Oh, cool.
So, and it just seems like so. I know a lot of people are nervous about that, and I get it. But for me, it just seems so much fun. It's like all the wires are like out of the way.
Oh,
nothing's
hell
stopping
dude.
You from just like all these flashing lights. It's just like a big dance party, and just like music to me is a celebration. I think it's one of the few mediums of art where it touches more than just one or two senses. I feel like if you're not like feeling music, depending on how sweaty I am, if you're not tasting music as my sweat's flying everywhere.
I get it.
That's what I go for in music.
Awesome.
It's just the spirit and energy of it.
Yeah. It's such a great feeling, like to be on stage and stuff. And I'm, at this point in my musical journey, I'm seeking out like bigger stages. But I still have my steady gigs around South Jersey and the Philly suburbs. No matter what the size of the stage is, but but my point is, like you mentioned, like, there's no wires in the way and stuff. Like I would love to play one of those big stages. And I've had people say like, oh my God, wouldn't that scare you? Yeah, maybe for like 30 seconds, but like once you get started, it's got to be one of the greatest feelings ever.
My take about crowd size is, this goes beyond music. Like I've done like speeches and stuff like that, and like big audiences. So this is just like my personal experience. I find it way easier when it's a big crowd than a small crowd.
Yeah, that's kind of true for me too.
Crowd, you feel every single eyeball on the small crowd.
For sure.
Like going back to the tap room open mic last night when I was playing, and I'm like looking around and stuff like that. And I'm just, like, I see like my friends like smiling back at me when I make eye contact with them, and I just like look, I'm just like, Ben, what is wrong with you? Oh no, your friends smiled at you. Oh no. But then like if you have like a big crowd, number one, chances are the lights are down, so you don't even see anyone.
Right.
Number two is just like it just all blends together. At that point, it's
sure.
And plus the other thing is like if you really want to be just like look at it that way, you're just like, it's like they're coming because they expect, if you're on a stage like that, they're expecting you to do something that you would most likely do.
Right.
It's like if someone's coming to a BB Rogers show, I'd be very surprised if they
had a problem with you jumping around like a crazy person.
They'd be like, why is he screaming into the mic? Or like, why? It was like, why?
Right.
Like, what? Where are his shoes?
Right.
Where are his socks?
Where are his shoes? That's great.
But it is like that kind of thing. It's like I think that when you do get to like those certain places, which I hope to get to at some point, like I will say with the Double Nickel OAC thing, that's
a big room.
It's a big room, and even later on into the night, I'm not. Leanne was like right up front, so I saw her. But yeah, for the most part, it's or at least I personally just find myself just getting into the motion, and just and it feels good. It just feels like you feel lighter.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah. Leanne and I have had conversations in the past where it's like, would you rather play to like a big room where maybe half the people are paying attention, or would you rather play to a small room where like all of them are paying attention? And we've both been like, big room where like maybe half are paying attention
all day long. Well, like, I mean, I guess if you're in like a gent metal band and like you have like a whole sea of like guitarists just like observing your string gauge, they're twiddling their beards, wondering like what kind of tone settings you have.
Observing your string gauge.
Yeah, so you're
so accurate.
Like, you know what I mean? Like,
I love it.
Yeah, it's like like, I mean, like, don't get me wrong, like they're absolute masters of the craft.
Sure.
But I don't know. I don't know if I want people observing my guitar playing. I'm just like, I was like, sorry, man. You might walk away a little bit, just like, huh.
Well, also in those really small rooms, and if it's silent, you know, and like, let's say there's 10 people in the room, and every single one of you is one of them is just listening intently. It's like, oh God, so much pressure.
Yeah,
so much pressure to like not make a mistake or try to be entertaining. You know what I mean? Where it's a bigger room where maybe half the people are paying attention. You know, you got a group over here talking about something, and then you're like, okay, the pressure's off.
Yeah. But you know what the thing is, though, is like playing it correctly is only half of it.
Yeah.
The other half is you have to put on a show.
Sure. Yeah.
I'm not trying to discredit like really technical musicianship. That's absolutely holds its merit, and it's a wonderful, like, those are like the people that see the world and can paint the world in places that I could never begin to understand. But in a live setting, I do stop and I think to myself, I'm like, you know, people want to. I'm throwing too much on people when I say that. I'm going to change what I want from people. What I want from people is, like I was talking about, how I feel music is such a celebration. I don't want it to be my celebration. So like, for example, when I did OAC, there was a few songs that like I absolutely adore from my discography that I would love to play, but I'm like, but no, that's not what this night is for. This night is for us to have fun. And like I do always try to write music that you can pull meaning from and not just be blind fun. But I do feel like you need to match that energy. Kind of like what I was saying in the beginning about like asking Pete, I'm like, how do I like add personality or like myself into this? And I think it translates like into live performance. Because I mean, like, when's the last time anyone's seen a live performance without like any state, well, like a what the fuck is it called? BB&T, Waterfront, Trader Morgan.
Yeah. I think it's.
When's the last time you like went to like one of those kinds of things?
Now,
and there's like no lights, no smoke, no like improv or anything like that. I place strong value on that. I think that. Going back to Springsteen for a second, one of the things that really did it for me was seeing his live performance. I'm like, how does he do it for 4 hours?
It's crazy. I saw him one time at Lincoln Financial Field years ago, when Lincoln Financial Field first opened to the Eagle Stadium. I saw him one time, and I was floored. And I've been to a billion concerts, and I wasn't even a huge Springsteen fan, but I was just like, this guy never stops. Crazy.
A really interesting thing that he does is he treats the songs like they're plays. There's one performance I saw where they were playing 10th Avenue Freeze Out and like mostly finished the song, and then the lights stop. He changes guitars. He starts doing some old gospel speech. He brings everyone out to synchronize the dance. 10 minutes passes by, and then all of a sudden you hear 10th Avenue Freeze Out. Like, wait, it's the same song still? and I'm just like, that is amazing. Like, how do you set up it's like a screenplay. So I've been really trying to bring that into my songwriting process, that kind of approach, and also my live process, like my live playing and whatnot. So like when I play live, I want everyone to like each other a little bit more than they did before they came in there.
I like that.
Yeah.
That's cool.
I think that I said to Jay the other day that I'm like, you know, when you look at the way the world is, caffeine's only getting stronger, alcohol is only getting higher in percentage.
There's weed on every corner now.
Weed on every corner at every gas station. We're working more hours. We're not getting paid more. But yet music, music in general, it's like also live music specifically, it hasn't gone away. Like, it's the one thing that and I think that's why I'm like really taking it so passionately, is because like it's the one thing that has survived all of the BS of the world.
Sure. And it's the one thing that hopefully AI won't be able to conquer. You know what I mean? Actual humans on stage actually performing music.
Oh my God. Yeah. I try to be a realist about AI because let's face it, it's
coming. It's already here, but it's coming more.
I do maintain that I think AI is gonna bite off more than it can chew,
Mm-hmm.
because it's one thing to like have programmed drums and like synthesizers.
Right. Yep.
It's another thing when there's technology out there that can displace literally every profession in the world.
Right.
It's like,
for sure.
My theory with AI is it's gonna continue to cause problems, and it will get bad. It'll get worse before it gets better.
Mm-hmm.
But AI is destined to start pissing off some billionaires.
Yeah, that's the thing. How long will that take? Who knows?
How long before like that happens?
Right, exactly.
A rich person is going to get pissed off by AI, and I'm hoping that it happens very, very soon.
Right, exactly. Well, as soon as AI can figure out how to digitally 3D print a Tesla, then it'll happen.
We are doomed, right? That we are doomed. If that just happens right now, I'm just gonna text my boss and say, I'm like, I know I'm next in line, so I'm just spare you the drama. I'm not going to drive into work today.
Yeah, right. There you go. I do want to talk a little bit about your songwriting and process. How many songs do you have out now? Just the one?
So I just have the one.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna try to have more coming out soon.
Okay.
I was working. Rest in peace to Joey DiTullio's hand.
Oh, it seems to be getting better though.
It's getting better. Yeah. He did my debut single, "Dirty Hypocrites,"
mm-hmm.
which, oh my God, I cried when I first heard his production on it.
Yeah.
He was working on another one called "Carnival Chaos,"
mm-hmm.
and that'll come out, I guess, when his hand is more recovered.
Okay.
And I still want to keep working with Joey.
Yep.
But I am also looking at Logic, and I'm just like, I spent so many ridiculous hours learning this,
mm-hmm.
and having a song out there that, like, I'm just like, okay, well, you get past like the nervousness of like having something out there and you see what it is.
Yep.
You just get to a point where you're like, okay, well, what else can I do? So what I'm thinking now is I'm gonna still work with Joey.
Mm-hmm.
But in between that, I have like, I'm sitting on like 40 songs.
Okay. Nice.
Not all of them recorded, granted.
Right.
But I'm just like, I don't have a record deal. I can't afford to have every single one of these songs produced.
Yep, for sure.
So I think that with Joe, I'm going to keep working with him on like the high profile things, and then just continue to work and hone in on Logic and just see if, like, I don't know, maybe I can put like some EPs out there and just really learn the recording process myself. It would never be perfect, but I don't know.
You got to start somewhere, and you never know.
You can't chase perfection.
Right. Well, that's true. Sometimes
perfection.
Done is better than perfect.
Because, like, look, AI.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I think one of the reasons why we hate AI, aside from the fact that it displaces so many people, is the fact that it feels so perfect and inauthentic. It's too perfect. I'm like, okay, so why am I complaining about AI being too perfect and then complaining about my homebrews not being perfect enough? It's like a really stupid Goldilocks situation.
Sure. Yeah, no, you're right. You're right. And it's also, you'll get the experience of doing it. You'll build up your catalog. And the more songs you have, the more fans you'll get. It's just, put out more stuff, more people to find.
Yeah, and the value, and also the value I will also, when I'll put in about working with Joey is, it's one thing to like be able to like hear a famous song, like you spend more time with it, you can hear the nuances in it.
Right. Yep.
It's definitely different when it's your song.
Oh, for sure.
Listening to like my frame of reference when I'm working and putting these demos together is hearing what the mastery that Joey did to get my other song. I'm like, okay, well, I know that song pretty well. I know exactly where I was exactly. So I think that also really helps me. So working with Joey kind of opens up my ear for like, if I'm doing like just something like a little bit more like DIY.
Yeah. I'm in a similar boat, right? Like I had 4 or 5 songs that I recorded myself in my little apartment and I had them released and everything. And they weren't great, but I was proud enough to release them. And then Joe Lombardo, who works with Steve Butler from Smash Palace for his records, I was talking to Joe Lombardo, and he was like, yeah, he's, Steve's great, blah, blah, blah. So then I had Steve on my podcast and I was like, hey, can we work together? I want to record some songs. I want them to sound professional. They don't need to be perfect, but I want them to sound professional because my stuff didn't sound professional, stuff I was recording. So long story short, like, I've been working with Steve for the last 3 songs. And will continue for the rest of the year at least. And to hear like, my song lives in my head, but then to give it to him and he'll be like, well, why don't we do this? It's like, oh my God, that's so awesome. And I never would have thought of it.
Nice.
It's great to like work with somebody like Joey or Steve so they can help bring something to life. And
absolutely.
It's great. I love it.
It's a really awesome feeling.
Yep.
Just seeing the project just come to life like
that.
Yep. Yeah. So I don't really know yet how I'm going to market it. I've learned from this whole experience with having a single out there that I'm not the best business person. Most business people don't get sick and tired of their product a week after like promoting it.
Yeah.
They believe in their product a little bit longer than that.
Unfortunately, and if anybody follows me, like when I have new stuff coming out, I basically bombard social media. And I'm not a fan of doing it, but I've been trying to find some more creative ways to doing it. So I'm starting to enjoy posting more instead of just going on and be like, hey, download my new song or stream my new song or whatever. Like I've been trying some new weird stuff, which is fun. But yeah, unfortunately, in this day and age with social media, you have to just bombard people.
It's and this is not me saying that you shouldn't have to, but I think a good way. Someone put it very well to me not long ago about like just how uncharted territory it is to do it this way, because most people might say is like, oh, salespeople are like been here since the dawn of time and stuff. Think about it this way though. Could Kurt Cobain have been an influencer?
No,
could he have been? Could you really imagine him hanging out on Instagram, just like doing like funny little reels and stuff to promote his new song? That just would never have happened.
It wouldn't. You're right. Yeah. You're absolutely right.
Like Axl Rose, he would have gotten his Instagram taken away from him.
Yeah, right. I mean, he was homeless. He was living in his car right before Guns N' Roses.
Yeah.
So yeah. It's true. And there is something to be said, I think, for I grew up my entire life chasing validation. So that's probably a big reason why I post so much is because I want people to like me.
Yeah.
But anyway, there's something to be said about having like your 1,000 loyal fans compared to having like 10,000 casual fans.
The first time I ever got 1,000 views on something, I was so thrown off. Now, granted, I was stealing the views from Shay Arthur.
Okay, yeah.
So my first time that I ever actually like had like a live performance that was more than just like an open mic couple of songs was actually my 30th birthday back in October.
Oh, nice.
I did not expect anything. I'm a cynical bastard, and even I didn't expect anything. So I thought I didn't ask why my sister and niece just like randomly left. I didn't ask why my parents didn't say where they were going or whatnot. I didn't ask like why Shay was picking me up to just test out this room when we'd never really played together. I was just like, cool. Okay.
Right. Yeah, sure. Just go with it.
They were playing, I remember they were playing Justin Bieber like in double nickel I guess to throw me off or something.
Oh, really?
And I don't mind Justin Bieber. It's like, but all that to say that, I walk in. I'm nervous because again, Shay's a big deal, and like I've never played, and like I'm worried am I gonna like mess this up or like are they gonna? Anyway, so they take me into that back room. I don't know if you've ever been there. They had the anniversary thing there.
Yep.
All of a sudden, lights came on. Like, what? Ridiculous number of people all say surprise. I just drop everything.
That's
like
fantastic.
Everyone was there. So like a bunch of Brew Littles was there. My family from another state was there. My coworkers were there. They'd never even met me. But anyway, so the reason why I bring this up is because the next day when it got posted, I just see a notification on Facebook. Congratulations, you passed over 1,000 views. And I'm like, what? And I'm like, oh, because I tagged like 15 very famous people in this.
That's great. It helps. It helps for sure.
Yeah.
No, that's
a
awesome.
Fun time.
Okay, so when you're writing, is it music first or is it like lyrics first?
Lyrics first.
Okay.
I am, like I said, I never shut up, as you can tell. But I need to know what the song is about. I think from time to time I'll come up with a cool guitar riff and I'll store it in my booty pipe or something like that. But I need to have like a message or a meaning because like otherwise I'm like otherwise it's just like gibberish, like random words and stuff. I want to be able to be able to tell a story, be able to express my feelings, and I'm not really like the best person at opening up to people I don't know super well.
Sure.
So it's a very important thing. I can actually walk you step by step through the process because I did the WXPN 24-hour song challenge this year.
Oh, cool. Nice.
So this is basically what it looks like when I'm writing a song. I'm given the idea, or the idea comes to me.
Right.
If it's in the AM, I go to my local coffee shop on Haddon Ave called Koopa. Awesome place, awesome people. Check it out.
I've heard of that. I've never been there, but I heard it's good.
So good.
Yeah.
It's a Greek coffee shop. It's so good.
Yeah.
If it's in the PM, I go to Poorhouse, also on Haddon.
Nice. I know where Poorhouse is. Yeah.
And I'm not I'm not really like a. It's not that I'm not a people person. I'm not a people other than my people person.
Okay.
Like by that I mean like if I'm not around like my friends and family, I'm not really the best at just like opening up to like strangers and whatnot. But being in those busy environments, it really helps me to just observe.
Okay.
I just like seeing all the people like coming, going, living their lives, even if they're telling really awful stories, it's just like, it's still something. It's still, because so much of my music at this point is about just like what I perceive to be the human condition.
Right.
I try to make people feel better all the time. Like I said, like make it a celebration. But how can you do that if you don't even know what people think or what they're doing? Or it's just like you're just sitting in your room all day.
Right.
So what happened? So for the WXPN case, I got the prompt and it was freedom, which kind of pissed me off because, like, look, there's a lot of tropes and cliches in music. There's love, heartbreak. There's Alabama. I think freedom's the one that I've overused the most.
Oh, really?
So I'm just like, oh, God damn it. And I was like, do I like recycle a song? I'm like, no, the Brulil's crowd's probably heard it. So I'm just like, I can't do that. So I was a good boy and I buckled down. So I get the prompt. I run across the street to Poorhouse to get some dinner. And, I'm just, it's like, what's more free than drunk people, I guess.
Makes sense.
Yeah, so I just like I'm just like observe, like, but it was good. It was like July, or June. I'm like observing like what people consider their summer to be, and just like what baggage might come from like a chaotic lifestyle, or what opportunities might seem like they're beyond around the horizon. Because let's face it, winter was kind of bitter this year.
It was tough.
So it was really good. Just like open myself up. And the other thing about Poorhouse, I have this really obnoxious thing that I do, where if you sit in the middle of Poorhouse where the mirror is at the bar, there's a picture of Bob Dylan just like looking off.
Oh, really?
And when I would first start doing this, I was just like, I just like look at Bob Dylan like all dreamy. It's like I'm just like surrounded. It's just like, It's I got out of that because I was just making myself cringe. But yeah, so I collect my thoughts, and in those kinds of situations, that's where I start word salading. I start coming up with I start like writing out stories and ideas. Like, what is this audience? What do these people around me make me think freedom is in this case? Because that was the prompt.
Yep.
And so I'm writing along, just coming up with jotting down notes and stuff, keeping my head down in case I don't feel like getting heckled. And so when I feel like I've just like written 10 pages of just general stuff, I go back home, and then that's where I just like sit down. I try to, now I have an opportunity to sing it out loud. Maybe if I really don't care, I'll be singing on my way home. It's so great. I'm 30 years old with heart problems. It feels so good not to care anymore. And so I get home and I word salad it. And so I feel like when I feel like I'm kind of like getting like a bit of a snap groove and stuff like that, I keep going until I feel too tired. So I took a little bit of a nap. I woke up and I just lock in. I'm just like playing with the poetry. I'm coming up with imagery. I try to strike a balance between like visual imagery, but also relatable narrative.
Right.
So in the freedom story, I just think I'm like, it's like a firefly. It shines a light, but summer's great right now. It might go away, but it comes like everything, like very universal topics that really still you feel passionate about. And so when I did that, I'm like, okay, so what else can I compare it to? I'm like, okay, well, the Firefly, so it's like a drifter. So then I'm like, okay, well, what about like a Marlon Brando style movie where they stay the day, they leave, but then like they go back to normal. Some people are fine.
Right.
And then how do I like make this like something that like I'm like speaking directly to the audience? That's what I really want to that's something I also really work on, is like just stopping and just speaking to people.
Right.
I don't like the idea of people being like, hey, you pay tickets to listen to me be about myself. Like, I have a lot of songs that will never see the light of day because I look back and I'm like, did I really expect people to just like sit there, clap, and listen while I'm screaming that everyone's an idiot except me? I'm just like, no. I'm just like, no. This is about people, but it's good. It really makes me understand people a lot more.
That's cool.
And it helps me connect. And so when that happened, and then if I get tired, like I'll take a nap. or I'll like go play Donkey Kong Country and stuff, and then I go back, and then once that's polished out, then I'm like, okay, I have the melody, I have the rhythm, I have the idea there. Now it's time to find chords, and so I just capo around until I find like the chords that seem to work for it. Sometimes I might take inspiration from a beautiful chord progression I heard earlier.
Okay. Yep.
I'll typically try to adjust the progression, number one, to make it not seem derivative, but number two, because I have a very interesting range, and like I never have it. I'm never confident the first time I hear a song that's going to work for me. So like I play around and then I figure that out. The WXPN challenge. So that was basically how I got a song out of it.
Okay, cool.
The WXPN challenge was interesting because then like by like 9 o'clock, I'm like, okay, I got it figured out, I think. And then by like wait, crap, I got to memorize the song now.
Yeah, right.
So I just do that. And if anyone looks up the video on YouTube, if I'm looking up, it's because I really like shimmied the notebook like on top of it. And I'm like this. And so I'm like, okay, I have it memorized. And I'm like, now I have to film it and do it properly.
Right, sure.
And so I'm like, okay, that's cool. I'm like, wait, how long is it going to take to upload to YouTube? so it's just like,
that's cool.
Okay, I made it by the skin of my teeth.
Oh, that's awesome. Good.
But you know, it's good too. It's like you just learn to when you learn to disconnect from that, you also just like really, in a way, reconnect. Like you find yourself like just part of a community now.
Right.
Yeah. I don't know if you've ever felt this, like anytime you've uploaded something on YouTube, even if it doesn't get many views, you still feel like you're contributing something to the ecosystem.
Yeah, a little. I've never really thought about it that much because I do care so much about the numbers. But yeah, like
I better start caring about the numbers because otherwise there's going to be a problem.
I'm not saying it's healthy. It's certainly not healthy. Like there are many times where Leanne's like, just stop looking at the numbers. I'm like, I can't, But no, like I think the first couple times I uploaded a song, like I was like, oh shit, like my song is out there now. It's kind of, and I said this on a previous podcast, like maybe a year ago. It's neat for me to think that like if I look at music, all the songs that have ever been written, it's like a giant pile of hay.
Yeah.
And in that pile of hay is my one song, and in that same pile of hay is like Ed Sheeran songs and everybody else's songs, John Mayer songs, and your songs, everybody's songs, Pete's songs, and it's like that's kind of cool. We're all just one big pile of hay.
Yeah, exactly. It's a beautiful feeling.
Yeah,
like and I mean like even like Brian Westervelt, like he was also like. I love Brian. He was really helpful for me and also getting over the confidence. He had an interesting approach to getting me to come over to get confidence.
What's that?
Because like I was nervous about doing this. I was like, well, what people? One of the reasons why I'm somewhat new to posting stuff is because I was very paranoid that like I was just like, oh my god, I'm just like giving it out to the world to rip it off. It's not recording it or anything.
Oh, I hear what you're saying. Yeah, I still have those thoughts every now and then. Yeah.
Brian told me, he's like, that will literally never happen.
In a nice way, he goes, you're not that important.
And you know what I did? I'm like, thank you. Let me buy you a beer.
Yeah, right. Yeah. It's true. It's true. Like a lot of us think that, oh God, if I, maybe this will be the song that gets, the 10 million streams and all that stuff. And I don't want to put it out right now because somebody might steal it or, I've had those thoughts. I think we all do.
Yeah. And and to that point, another thing Brian had said to me that I'll be honest, when I think it's because I was he said to me at a time where I was like getting really, really proud of like some of the stuff I was putting out. But Brian reminded me, he's like, you're on a good track now. Well, in his opinion, I was on a good track.
Yeah.
And so he's like, you might not think it right now, but give it a year and there's a good chance if you're keeping things the way you're going, you're gonna like fall into something else that you might be even more proud of.
Sure. Yeah,
so
absolutely.
It's it's an ongoing journey.
You're certainly not going to get worse as a songwriter or a musician or singer by continuing to do it.
As long as you're not doing anything ridiculous.
Even the ridiculous stuff can bring forth other stuff.
No, absolutely. Yeah.
So yeah.
Because like I think it's something that some of us like very creative people can be chaotic. I'm not going to be around the bush.
Sure.
And so this is your baby. And it's also sometimes hard to just feel like you can ever recreate that lightning in a bottle.
Yeah.
I mean, let's face it, it's not easy to think of it that way.
Mhm.
How often do we look at our favorite artists and we think that like their greatest album or their peak was like their breakthrough that was like 50 years ago and stuff.
Yep.
So I think you're right. I think it's something that it's very important to remember, but it's also something that we need to acknowledge that we do sometimes get stuck on like someone's golden period. Like even if like we were excited about a new album, or I'll use this will be my last Axl Rose thing. But like I heard a good thing one time where people were complaining about no new Guns N' Roses music, and someone's just like, well, if you go to a Guns N' Roses concert, you're just going to want to hear Appetite for Destruction anyway.
That's
so like,
true.
why do you care whether they release new music?
Yep,
so
it's very true.
And it's not like me supporting that mentality. It's just coming to the honest understanding that as musicians, we've been conditioned to watch our heroes just like have like their big significant moment that they never that the public never considers them to recreate, which is not fair at all.
Yeah,
it's not fair at all.
But from that musician's point of view, and I don't know if this tracks with what you're saying, but it just a thought that came to my head. Do you know the guy Edwin McCain?
Yeah.
Okay, he wrote "I'll Be," right, and there was one other song that was kind of a hit. Anyway, I follow him. His Instagram is hilarious, right? I highly recommend everybody go follow Edwin McCain. Yeah, he's hilarious. So he had like a semi-hit back in like the mid 90s, I think. Right around the same time as like Goo Goo Dolls' Iris, it was a hit, right? They were probably on the radio at the same time. Anyway, he's basically a one-hit wonder, but he still can like tour and like travel all over the country and stuff. He's not nearly as big as he was.
Yeah.
But like he'll post on his Instagram a quote from like a comment from one of his kind of like haters or whatever. And the comment said like, how can you continue to tour for someone who just had like a minor hit like 40 years or 30 years ago?
It's easy. You're giving me attention on social media.
Right, exactly. But his answer was, well, the thing is, yes, I did have that one song, but then I was able to tour on that one song when it was on the radio, and all those people that came to my concerts heard all of my other songs, and then they liked those songs, and they still like those songs. They may not be getting played on the radio, but they want to come see me play them. You know?
You honed in on something interesting, and I want to ask you a question about this, because I feel like the ecosystem is exponentially different than like the peak period of LPs.
Oh yeah.
Where back then it was like you were like even if there's like a no skip, like there is definitely nonetheless like that one song that like everyone knows off this album.
Right.
But that was just the way that people sold the albums. I kind of feel like these days people still have such a huge output, and I don't know if it's just because record labels have just gotten. How have record labels gotten worse? I don't even know how that's possible. But like it's like people have finite finances, like they're self-funding, so it's interesting because it seems like now what it is like it is all about like the singles. Like I'm
very much
throwing myself in that category. Like
I'm doing it now too. Yeah. I'm just releasing singles.
Yeah, And I think you and I both we would love to have LPs.
I would love it. It would be great. But I can't.
Oh my God!
I heard somebody, I forget who it was, but I watch a lot of like YouTube and also with the podcast, I try to talk to people who've done it. Like I've had some pretty famous people on the show, but I've either had conversations with or I've just watched other YouTube podcasts or whatever. Long story short, somebody said, and they were like, you know, professional, full-time musician, all this stuff. They said, why would I want to put out a whole album? And I'm not shit talking albums because I still might do it eventually. But the guy said, why would I put out a whole album where you may only listen to 3 of those songs and then the other 8 you're just going to not listen to because you don't have to sit through the cassette anymore. You don't have to sit through the LP spinning. You don't have to sit through those songs. You just pull up whatever songs you want. So he's like, we as a band, I forget who it was, but he was part of a band. He goes, we just putting out singles from now on because that's all people want.
Yeah.
You know?
And I mean, like, let's face it, it's like a lot of times the singles off of the album from the dawn of time, it's not always the most accurate portrayal of the rest of the album. So it's like if you figure this is what people want and you have a finite budget, then it's really unfortunate saying this, but it's not at all surprising to me that like musicians reach the conclusion that they do. I'm a huge John Mayer fan, have been for years. He's no longer on a record label. He's not. He's an independent artist. He left Columbia like 2-3 years ago, I think. Wow.
John Mayer is an independent artist.
I mean, I guess he doesn't really need a label.
Right, but of course he's got the resources that he can put on his own. He can put on a tour and stuff. And I've just listened to a podcast about him earlier today while I was working, and it was like he made some kind of like statement that like, yes, his a couple of years ago he did the John Mayer solo acoustic tour, which Leanne and I went to a couple times. It was great. And he made some kind of comment about like, oh yeah, well, now that I don't have a label, like I can do these solo acoustic gigs like randomly, like whenever I want, like and pop up in Connecticut or New York or whatever. He's like, I'm not attached to a label who's constantly telling me what to do or trying to put out an album that I have to promote. He's like, I can do whatever I want,
full creative control.
And it was also, it's quick side note, it was interesting when you buy the concert shirt, it says like brought to you by, and it's got all these sponsors on the back, like we saw him in Pittsburgh and it was like PPG Arena, like was a sponsor. Martin Guitars is a sponsor, right? So like he's self-funding, but he's also getting like Martin to sponsor part of his, it's a whole new world. And I think record labels, they'll probably find a way to survive, but if they don't, they're gonna be dinosaurs, and the whole world is just gonna be full of independent artists who are able to either self-fund a full-time career or not. They're gonna be part-time musicians.
I mean, let's face it. Like, I think that we are kind of seeing the natural progression, or not the natural progression. I think the phrase I'm looking for,
evolution.
Maybe the natural response.
Oh yeah. Okay.
The natural response is that like record labels are definitely kind of getting hit hard by a lot of this stuff. Not that I have an ounce of sympathy.
Right, for sure.
Oh no, people aren't getting exploited. What's this? But I do think to your point that they are like cockroaches, they're adaptable. And so their newest response, from what I can tell, is, would you say that we have more industry plants these days than before?
It's interesting you say that, because I've been kind of not noticing. I never really knew what an industry plant was until maybe a year ago. I first heard the term, and I'm like, oh yeah. And if I have the definition correct, it would be somebody who's like marketed as an independent artist, but really they've got this whole label behind them. Right? Is that how you see it?
I think that that's very much what it is, like, as far as the narrative of who the person is that they picked it up. Like, they picked up, like, this person's that. But, like, I'll use Taylor Swift as an example, and before the Swifties come after me, I might be getting the story wrong.
Okay.
But from what I understand, given the age in which she was brought up, I have to assume, like, she had done, like, recordings and stuff like that, but, like, I have to assume that if she was, like, that young, then it probably may have begun with a label.
No, for sure. Yeah,
I don't recall her parents like being overly connected, but like in like that, I might see that as like someone who like physically, there's no way they could have actually been doing, like, she was in middle school.
Oh, I
like,
see what you're saying. Yeah,
there's no physical way in which she could have actually gotten a car, flown out to LA on her own and stuff. It probably was. There was probably like external factors that were helping her. I don't mean that, and again, I'll be clear, I don't mean that in a bad way, because like, let's face it, if that definitely pays off. Like, for her, that definitely worked out. They ended up finding one of the most accomplished songwriters of the 21st century,
and now she rules the world.
But to that point though, is like, I'm not really convinced that a record label didn't see that and they were just taking a gamble. It's like these are people that have spent years in business that are just like, this person has charisma, this person has talent, this person has the adrenaline and the stamina to keep going and stuff. So when I say industry plant, I want to make it clear that I don't think that it's inherently wrong. I might get a little bit jaded and bitter that I'm like, I'm not good enough to be an industry plant. I might do that.
I hear you.
There is like that. But regardless, I do think that we're kind of like, when I think of an industry plant, I think that can be a broad spectrum. But I'll just say, generally speaking, I define an industry plant as someone who was identified by external factors that they might not have thought out themselves.
Okay.
Who saw them and were just like, this is good, this is sellable.
Right.
Let's let's check this out and let's put a budget behind it and see
that
what
makes
happens.
Sense. Yeah, it wasn't like they discovered an artist. It was like they were kind of handpicked.
Yeah, and it's like, and it's a broad spectrum. It's like there's a fine line between like Taylor Swift and Milli Vanilli.
Sure.
There's a fine line between that. You know,
sure.
But like I do think that one of the reasons why I think that we're seeing more of like industry plants coming up, because like I think this is the label's response. So it's just like, okay, well, we screwed over all these people. They don't want to deal with us. We didn't want to sign them anyway.
Right.
We're still sitting on all this money from decades of exploiting the music industry. So we'll just start scouting around, seeing like who's playing what. We might like put our ears to ground, ask like, hey, do you know anyone who's like has a family member who's just like they're like insanely talented.
Right.
They got it all. They got the charisma.
Yep.
They've got the ability to not say something too stupid in an interview.
Right, exactly. Yeah. But yeah, so that family, that artist or that artist family is somehow connected, right? Rick Beato, big time YouTuber, producer.
I love him.
He did a video a few months ago, said something like, why are all the new like rock stars or pop stars, why are they all rich? Like, and apparently
that is
like
a good question.
And I think I watched maybe half the video or something because I was watching it while I was eating breakfast or something. But his point was that like lately nowadays, it's like rich kids, and I don't mean it in a derogatory way, but it's like rich kids now are finding pathways to fame because their parents or whoever can afford to hire Rick Rubin.
Well, so
you know what I mean?
That's where my that's also why I start to play a little bit of not sort of devil's advocate with industry plants.
Yep.
Because I feel like for me, an industry plant is someone where they figured like this person was capable of doing this if they had the right budget.
Right.
What you're describing is, and I don't really know how deep the rabbit hole goes, but do you feel like there's a difference between an industry plant and a Nepo baby?
I guess so. I would assume there is,
like
but I'm not sure.
With a Nepo baby, like I'll put it this way. With an industry plant like Taylor Swift, I'm going to assume that, well, with an industry plant like Taylor Swift, absolutely, they saw talent and they were just like, here, let's put a budget behind this and see what happens. And to say that was a good return on investment is an understatement.
Right.
But then like a Nepo baby, I just picture like just like these parents with just like a kid who just like wants to be a rapper or something like that. They're just like, oh, we don't know what this is, but here, we'll like anything. They throw money at their kids and just like or just like do that to like get things going.
And then they'll hire the biggest producer in the world, you know.
Yeah, so like an industry, for me, an industry plant is oftentimes very talented.
Gotcha. Okay.
A Nepo baby, it could go one of two ways.
Right. It could be great, could suck. Yeah. I hear you. But either way, that album's getting made.
That album is getting made, and I'm sitting in my parents' bedroom crying.
Right, exactly. All right, cool. We've gone an hour and 20 minutes now.
Wow.
Not that it's a bad thing. We can go as long as we want, but I do want people to know how to find you on social media and all that stuff. So give me your handles and where they can find you.
So let's see. Spotify, I'll start with that. It is BB Rogers. I at least got that
it's BB.
Yeah, capital B, capital B.
Okay,
Rogers.
And then Rogers. Rogers, right?
Yep.
Okay.
So in case anyone's wondering, the Irish way just has a G. If it's Scottish, it has a D.
Oh,
they thought
that.
They thought I had so many siblings growing up. I only have a sister.
Okay.
So that BB Rogers on Spotify and YouTube also. YouTube, I've been posting a lot of my live gigs and stuff like that.
Okay.
That's been a lot of fun.
Yep.
Instagram, it's BB Rogers is like the name, but the handle is Ninbendo53. So it's like Nintendo, but
instead. Cool.
So Ninbendo 53. That's
cool.
going to be there till the day I die. Facebook, I still have it at Ben Rogers. I know I should change it, but Facebook, it's like all my family and stuff like that. It's like people from high school that I haven't seen.
It's tricky too because I changed my name at one point. Now this was when I started marketing my music on Facebook. I changed it from David Cudrak to Dave Cudrak because I just everything music related is Dave Cudrak, and then my personal professional life it's David. Yeah, I know it's stupid, but that's how I do it. I did change my Facebook from David Cudrak to Dave Cudrak, and it wiped out like all of my like
Are you kidding me?
previous messages and stuff. Like I still had all the same followers, but like my Facebook messages, they all just disappeared.
Oh my god!
Because the name wasn't the same. It was bizarre. Yeah, it was. Now this is a couple of years ago, so maybe they fixed it, but still, it was
it's meta. They didn't fix anything.
Yeah, probably not. Probably not. All right, cool. You're gonna so Instagram, Facebook, YouTube, Spotify. And I assume if you're working with DistroKid, it'll be on Amazon Music and
it's on everything.
Apple,
it's on
all
iTunes,
that stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, cool. What songs are you going to play for us today?
So I know I was kind of talking smack on it earlier, but I'll play my debut single on Spotify called "Dirty Hypocrites."
Nice.
Okay. That song came to me. It was another poorhouse incident.
Okay.
Why did I say
incident?
you cannot say that you went to the poorhouse and had an incident. No, it was like one of those nights. It was about a year and a half ago.
Mm.
I don't know. I think I had like a moment where like I was like looking at my tattoos and I was looking at my business clothes and I'm just like, what am I supposed to be? And so I just kind of started as a diss track on myself, to be honest.
Yep.
I'm just like, yeah, I'm flip-flopping between 12 and 90 in maturity. My favorite albums are video games.
Yeah.
I hate people, but I march till people are free and stuff like that.
Okay,
So
that's cool.
So it just turned into just such a fun little bop to me. And like it was one of those things when I heard it, I was very proud of it. I'm like, this is something right here. I'm proud of it.
Nice.
The second one I'll play is called Travelers. That's one that I've been I'm gonna try releasing as one of my demos.
Mm-hmm.
I wrote that it was a long time coming with that song. Remember a few minutes ago when I was saying that I'm just like I hate some of my old lyrics. I'm like, woe is me and stuff.
Right.
That's kind of how this one started. I remember I first wrote the song as just like feeling like an alien on another planet, and I was like, I have feelings and I feel things. But then as I've gotten older and I think I've mellowed out a little bit, I've like kept that idea of feeling like an alien and isolated in like in my back pocket.
Yep.
And then I just had like a little G, D, C, Ed 9 riff that just popped out of me, and I was able to sing over the riff, which was awesome. And so I just took a step back. I'm like, how about instead of like being like all about world against me, there's a lot of people that feel this way.
Sure.
And so maybe write a song about just like, it's like you're an alien on another planet, but there's a lot of people on this planet that just are like kind of like running, like you're stuck here, you want to go home, they want to run away, but you're kind of fascinated about planet Earth at the same time.
Yep.
And so it just, I don't know, it just turned into just such a happy little song for me, and I just love how I really love it.
That's awesome. All right, Ben. Well, thank you very much for being on the podcast.
Thank you
appreciate
so much,
it.
Dave. This was such a good time.
Okay, whenever you're ready.
Hi, my name is BB Rogers, and this is Dirty Hypocrites. You can find it on all streaming platforms. The flop in between 12 and 90 immaturity. And guess what? My favorite albums are video games. Well, I don't fear the devil, but I do Darth Maul. I don't like it unless I got my Les Paul low. Never sure about this road, but I rode it too long not to call it home. Do we contradict, or are we just a mess of failings trying to live? Dirty hypocrites, or maybe just a mess of failings trying to live. Well, I don't like people, but I'll march till everybody's free. I'm a 7 long, 24 wide bed, coloring numbers in my head, a filthy mouth, but a prude about sex. So never sure about this road, but I rode it too long not to call it home. Do we contradict, or are we just a mess of failings trying to live? Dirty hypocrites, or maybe just a mess of failings trying to live.
pursuit of love. I got no faith and yet I get back up. Ain't got many, but the few I've got make me feel rich even though I'm a bum. Do we contradict, or are we just a mess of failings trying to live? Dirty hypocrites, or maybe just a mess of failings trying to live? Do we contradict, or are we just a mess of failings trying to live? Dirty hypocrites, or maybe just a mess of people doing our best.
Yeah, nice.
Thank you.
Love it. Good stuff.
Thank you.
All right, whenever you're ready, give the second song an intro. Go right ahead.
Hi, my name is B.B. Rogers, and this is Travelers. There's a gold in the sun on a faraway world, turning alien from green, I wanting more, but there I because I ain't that dumb enough to still be stranded here, still trying to make sense of it all. When I put down the wrench, I look off the ledge of my secrecy to your wetland, singing my home, and the branch snaps, jumping through. There you were, inching closer. Now I wanna take a chance, answers in your hand, singing I'll see your world clearly. Up in the mountain, wishing on a star-crossed land for two worlds to mean nothing. Kinda homesick, kinda fascinated. You laugh, you climb for the opposite. I said be careful though how far you go, and you say beneath them scars you're dead if you don't know. So let's take a chance, answers in your hand, singing I'll see your world clearly. Up in the mountain, wishing on a star-crossed land for two worlds to mean nothing. On the forest bed, you drag me down, looking at my ship and I'm looking at that weird town, wondering how two different dreams can come together to mean nothing. It's our home. Let's take a chance, answers in your hand, singing I'll see your world clearly. Up in the mountain, wishing on a star-crossed land for two worlds to mean nothing. Let's take a chance, answers in your hand, singing I'll see your world clearly. Ow! Up in the mountain, wishing on a star-crossed land for two worlds to mean nothing. To mean nothing. To mean nothing. To mean nothing.
Nice. Love it. Good job, brother.
Thank you.